'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the launch site, every rocketeer was stirring, awaiting a flight. The tree was placed in the booster with care, in hopes that the motor would launch it into the air. And 300 ornaments zip-tied to their places, and a ballistic parachute system to cover our bases. And Joey B in his suit, and I in my dress. Oh, and some great-looking elves, but I digress. When out on the launch pad there arose such a cry, as our majestic tree rode its pillar of flame to the sky. It is L-3, folks, which means it is the optimal day to begin work on any kind of rocket project, particularly one as important and complicated as having a Christmas tree as a payload with 8-foot fins, tip-to-tip layup with a ballistic parachute system. But anyway, I digress. I began by, of course, freehand drawing my fin shape on plywood because that's the most scientific way to do anything. And then once I had a shape that I liked, I Sharpied it onto the other 3 boards because rocket science. So
at least 8.
10 inches or 8 inches? That's a little short. Let's do 10 inches. 10 inches of tree engagement. I cut the booster down to size, leaving 10 inches for the tree trunk to slide into the top of the booster section, and then it was just time to get ready to put the fins on. And the most tragic part of all of this is that Christmas spirit can't take care of bond prep for you. You still have to sand. Epoxy is always too slow when you need it to kick and too fast when you need it to not kick. Whew.
2 down, 2 to go.
For the big chonky fillets, I used my usual high-performance epoxy from TotalBoat, but I mixed in their colloidal silica and glass microballoons. And this is like a super common boat building technique, but it thickens the epoxy and makes it more structural and also stronger. But most importantly, it gives it an incredibly edible looking texture. Like, for real, tell me you do not want to take a nice big lick of that very Christmassy, delicious toffee. Also, I present to you here my case for never throwing anything away in the shop, because you never know when an old template from a base head will come in handy as a fillet rounder. We are literally standing around waiting for glue to dry. That first fillet you saw me do was a little bit runny, so it didn't hold its shape super well, but these next ones I just added a little bit extra silica and glass, and they worked great. Yeah, no. Let's go to bed!
Let's go to bed!
Christmas spirit is going to bed before 2 in the morning. If this were not a Christmas tree, I would not be doing this on a dusty floor, but it's a Christmas tree, so. I feel like I'm getting married. Now for the fin can, we decided to do an 8-foot tip-to-tip wet layup. So this is 2 layers of 4-ounce fiberglass, which is just the weight that I had lying around left over from the trailer. And I'm gonna be using TotalBoat's high-performance resin. I started with medium hardener so that I could show them how to do it, and then we switched over to fast. So the key to fin cans is like getting this section down here to lay flat is the most important part because it's the part that wants to lay flat the least. I always start by just get this part to soak in first. Here are your gloves. Here are my pockets. It is just to warm up the epoxy to the temperature it should have been at the whole time. What is the temperature out right now? 58. Yeah. So
really? Oh wow.
We really want like 70 degrees and it'll kick a lot faster. Okay, so this is the tube for the star, and this is the parachute loaded into its deployment bag. So basically, I need to size this tube, and this is Christmas tree engineering, which is like engineering's step cousin. That's just not as good. But there needs to be enough tube that it can slide onto a coupler section, and also enough space for the charge, the quick links, the lines, anything else. So Christmas tree engineering, otherwise known as eyeballing it, puts my length around there. That is an 18-inch star. Holy moly. Let's cut this down. The key is to fully commit without overthinking it. And with the tube cut, I needed to make a top bulkhead so that the pressure from the charge going off could actually build within the star and release the chute. That fits. So it's a good sign.
Still?
So we're cutting this piece for the 3rd time. You know what they say, measure once, cut thrice. Or measure 0 times and just try to remember what it said on the Rocketman website without ever actually looking at it. Let's see how we did this time. We have cut once, we have cut twice, we have cut thrice. Hey!
Nice.
Look at that!
Thank goodness.
2 engineering degrees. We can measure a circle. I'm gonna make it sparkly gold because it goes in the star. Honestly, everyone deserves glitter on L-2. This is fiberglass and obviously glitter, thickened epoxy. For the record, the glitter's not adding any thickening agents. And I'm gonna use that to just glue the bulkhead in really nice and secure. Finger fill it in the tube. Now, leave that to dry. Cure, whatever. And with that curing, it's time to get a tree.
It smells so good! It smells like Christmas.
Oh, that. This is where the telemetry comes out.
Oh boy!
Okay, we gotta get a tree. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Actually, that's better. It's a freeze frame on the mist high line. Customer knows the tree they want.
And once we were back at the shop, we all indulged in an ungodly amount of peppermint bark, which I am not showing you. You're welcome. And then we began cutting out pieces for the star. Since the stars were cut out of bendy plywood that was left over from my teardrop trailer project, all I had to do was like glue one side to each tube and then they'd naturally bend around the tube, forming the star. And I just put it all together with a combination of 4-minute epoxy to tack it in place and then TotalBoat Thixo, which is their fiberglass reinforced 30-minute epoxy, and it's super structural. Okay, so it is, what time is it? 1:45 in the morning. And we got home and realized that our tree that we had purchased that we thought was like 40 pounds is 90 pounds. And so we have nixed it and are gonna go buy another tree in the morning.
It'll be fine. Everyone loves L-1. You know what Christmas means to me? Buying your second Christmas tree in a Home Depot parking lot. But this time you come prepared with a kitchen or a bathroom scale.
Any tree you're looking for in particular?
Specifically a 37.5 pound tree. I think we're okay.
I don't think we go off a pound. Are you for real?
Yeah, we have unique metrics.
That one's not.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a 40-pound tree. That's flyable.
We got our metric.
We have our metric. Olaf's having a bad day.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah? Okay.
It looks good.
Let's do it.
And as soon as we got home, L-1 craziness ensued. So the first thing I did was draw out how I wanted the elves to paint the booster, because the booster was just about ready to go, and then I went back to work on getting the parachute system ready.
We have our marching orders.
Real engineering is done in Adobe Illustrator. L-1 engineering is done in Adobe Illustrator. And so I've already made the bulkhead for the star, but what I'm doing here is making the bulkhead piece for the coupler, which is the part that attaches to the tree.
This is good. This is good.
And because this is where the parachute itself meets the tree, it could potentially take a lot of force, and so that's why I've used a U-bolt instead of an I-bolt like I used on the star bulkhead, which isn't going to take very much force at all.
Coupler, a hard. I'm just trimming off branches that'll be in the way of the recovery system.
Oh, that looks so good.
Covered in tinsel.
Good. Reel button number 1.
I left 10 inches above the aero pack in the booster section for the tree stump to slide into, and so I need to cut away branches for the first 10 inches so that it can slide in, and then I can bolt it in with lag bolts. My shop is gonna need a lot of sweeping. Beautiful. This is for the festivity. Beautiful.
That's a nice fit.
So this, let's just sit. Not too shabby for my thermal slate. Okay, pop test in 3, 2, 1. That was beautiful.
That sounded really good.
Amazing. And with the coupler mounted, it was time to pack my chutes and do a final fit test before heading out to the desert. Oh, so much
nice.
space. Perfect. All right, that's a fully packed star. It's such a cool car. I'm so excited. The whole reason we're launching this Christmas tree is so I had an excuse to rent a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah, turn that.
That was the best drive into bar I've ever had.
Yeah.
That's because I wore it as well.
Yeah, this.
Do we want to?
Everybody, I was out of control and I ordered everyone a present. We have t-shirts for everyone for our launch. And they have the mission patch on the back. Okay, so can 2 people take on wrapping whatever random boxes you can find as presents?
Yeah, we can do that.
You can do that. Kaylee, do you want to lead decorating the star? Does anyone have nothing that they're doing at the moment? Seb, you need a person or 2 and start putting bows on ornaments.
Okay.
Don't let them see what I'm doing to this. As I zoom in.
You had to start filming as soon as I started messing this up royally. I got so nervous.
Wouldn't be Christmas.
Unless Xyla got the brandished with tree saw.
We're going on a trip in our little rocket ship.
Except it's a Christmas tree.
And it's still a rocket ship.
Are you guys launching the Christmas tree?
What else can we do with it?
Thank God. Somebody's got to do it. You want me to lower this thing?
Yeah.
No benefits, no dental, no insurance. You got me out here cranking this 24/7. Ender, when will it be down? Ender, when will it be up? Ender, why is it not faster? It's out. Are you happy now?
No.
This is maybe like my top 10 moments from Ender Curve. Oh my god.
Okay. Let's see where we're at.
And
to watch your fingies. You don't got health insurance provided through the Elf Union.
And on a serious note, all we're doing here is a fit check to make sure that no branches are directly interfering with the rail.
So I'm basically doing strain relief on the coupler, so if the chute goes and there's like way too much like force, we don't want the coupler to just rip off the tree and then the tree will tumble. So this is like a Kevlar backup line that will run through.
Because that'll bite in.
Yeah.
Can I steal this?
It's always like that, isn't it?
Oh, I got it, I think. Just needed to get yelled at a little bit, you know?
And in go are 10 grams of black powder to guarantee that star pops off.
That's gonna just keep holding this.
Oh, did you bring them?
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I think we can call the recovery system integrated.
Let's go!
What are you doing on burrito? We're
The
taking
star needs tinsel.
Wow, come on, bro.
What? What kind of question? You call yourself an engineer? Tinsel makes it fly faster.
Get his ass.
That is a lot of presents.
We need more.
We need more.
I feel like you need to just make sure we can fire 2 igniters at once. Yeah.
For the third-person view hero shot you'll see of this flight, I just mounted a 360 camera on a selfie stick, and it looks awesome.
Christmas sparkles.
And then it was time to stack the tree in the booster and drive those lag bolts in.
It is time to zip tie roughly half to 2/3 of the ornaments on.
I'm gonna secure these as much as possible.
Yeah, no, it's sick.
And while the ornaments were going on, once the tree was stacked, we did a final integration of the recovery system, aka the star.
You ready to lift and go to the pad?
You have everything else after.
Hard.
Yeah. Right?
Slow, slow, yep.
First button's
First
in.
button's on. Slow, hold.
Wait,
I think this is the only side.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Let's shove that in there. We're gonna continuity check.
Listen for happy beep. Happy beep.
Sounds happy, sounds merry, and most importantly, the beep sounds festive. As you can see, engineering is a whole lot of fun, but it's extra fun when everybody is welcome in it. And so that's why for this year's Season's Eatings, we've decided to partner up with Reinvented magazine, whose goal is to inspire the next generation of girls and women in science, technology, engineering, and math. So fun fact, before doing YouTube full time, I actually ran a nonprofit called Beauty and the Bolt, and our mission was to get more girls and women involved in engineering and the trades. When I left, Reinvented took over all of our programming, including my favorite, which was our Princesses with Power Tools program, where volunteer princesses have taught over 8,000 kids how to use power tools for the first time. More than half of them have been girls. The proceeds from all of the ornaments and things that we'll be selling as a result of this will be going directly towards the Princesses with Power Tools program.
Fun facts about these ornaments is that Xyla Foxlin designed them. They are made all by us, and we're flying them on this tree.
Every ornament that you purchase will be flight proven.
That is so true. It just depends, like some of them are gonna be proven for about half of the flight. No, don't look at this. They will also, you know, we'll have a bow on them too.
The Season's Eatings mission patches are the only launches I've been a part of that have mission patches.
It's great, I think it's awesome.
It's a trend I'd like to keep.
Yeah.
All of this will be available on the Reinvented website, so we'll link that down in the description below, where you can get your ornaments, your flight patches, and maybe we'll even auction off like the star if it survives flight. We don't know yet.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned! All right.
Unless we put this after the launch, in which case, you know, you probably know more than we do.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's hit the pad.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Wow, that was really good timing.
That was really good timing.
Yeah.
All right, this is Season's Eatings. Sky is clear. We are ready for launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Season's Eatings! How'd we do? How'd our Insta360 X3 do? It's still recording. And it survived a fairly sporty landing. Nice.
Season's Eatings!
Hey guys, Cozy Editor Xyla here. You might have noticed that this video didn't have a sponsor on it, which is pretty abnormal for this channel because sponsorships are how I pay my rent. But in this case, I'm really proud of that decision. And so if you would like to support me in other ways, some really great ways you can do that. The biggest one is by joining my Patreon. I do Patreon Zooms almost every month, and my next one is going to be next week, so you'll be just in time. And you can also follow me on social media, and honestly, like when you see links on social media for ads, you can click them. That helps me out a bunch. But in general, like, thank you for being here. Thanks for showing up. And for anyone who wants to join my little Patreon family, I look forward to having you. Thank you.